Welcome to November's Retro Vinyl Club Mystery Record Subscription Box. So it's that time of the month again. I've got 3 records to open in my vinyl subscription from the retro.co.uk. Before I get going, telling you about last month's picks, I'll give you a little bit of a guide as to how to sign up for this subscription and get a 20% discount for the life of the subscription. Take it away, me. The Retro Vinyl Club is a monthly subscription box where you receive 3 vinyl LPs every month that are handpicked and specially curated to your own personal music taste. Postage is free, and here's how you join the club. So you just go to the retro.co.uk/vinyl, and then you click on the monthly option, and then you need to pick a minimum of 3 music genres, but as many as you like from all these that are here. Then when you've picked, press subscribe and you're taken to the payment page. And here's the important bit. Make sure in the discount field there you enter the code Jimmy Barnes, and that will get you 20% off your purchase. But that's not all. It will get you 20% off for the life of your subscription to the Retro Vinyl Club. So if you want to make sure that you make this saving that you're seeing on screen right now, then just keep your subscription open. You'll be receiving 3 great records every month, and it will always be at a discount. So don't forget, code Jimmy Barnes at checkout for 20% off at the retro.co.uk/vinyl. Enjoy. So check out in the description text box my code Jimmy Barnes and go to the retro.co.uk, and it's very simple, as you can see. And there's also my Patreon link and Facebook group link down in the description as well. Before we unbox November's 3 records, I've got to talk about last month's, October's 3. A bit of an average month for me, I have to say. The first record that I listened to from October's box was Free Love by Sylvan Esso, and that was released in 2020, if I can read my awful handwriting. So Sylvan Esso are an indie electronica duo from Durham in North Carolina. This is their 3rd studio album. The singer, Amelia Meath, she's got like a quirky vocal style, which I think works well for what this record is. There's kind of lo-fi, understated, indie kind of production values to this album. Some tracks are quite catchy on it, and others not so much, very forgettable. My favourite tracks on this album were Ferris Wheel, Runaway and Ring. I've given it 6.5 out of 10, which is actually the highest score for any album that I'm going to give for October. It was pleasant enough to listen to, but it didn't knock my socks off by any stretch. It was above average, but it was the best of the 3, so like I say, it was kind of a slightly humdrum month for me. Second album I listened to was one called Green by a guy called Rob Shields. This was released in 2017. Apparently this was his 2nd album. The genre of this seems to be classed as like down-tempo, ambient house / experimental. You know, it's kind of in the dance genre, but a lot of it's not really, you can't literally physically dance to it. I couldn't find out a lot of information on this guy, Rob Shields. There didn't seem to be that much available about him from what I could see anyway. He does have a Bandcamp page though. I believe this album is for sale on there. The best tracks on this album, Green, I said were Water and Ajani. Now I gave this 5 out of 10, so it was average, maybe slightly under average, but perhaps I've been a bit kind really with 5 out of 10. Yeah, not very interesting at all really. Now then, the 3rd album from October. This was the one that I was expecting that I would like the most, and I did like stuff on it, don't get me wrong. It's the Communards with Communards. This was originally released in 1986. It was their first of only 2 studio albums from the duo, the Communards, Jimmy Somerville and Richard Coles. Somerville, of course, used to be in Bronski Beat. He left that act in 1985. The contents of this album, certainly the singles that I remembered off here, were sort of high energy 1980s synth pop, but a lot of the album tracks, the stuff I'd never heard before, the non-singles, were sort of almost like jazz standards and getting on towards the sophisti-pop kind of genre, which, as long-time viewers of my music collecting and Top of the Pops reaction videos will know, I'm not a fan of sophisti-pop at all, really. There's even classical elements in this album, Communards, but it's unsurprising with Richard Coles being a classically trained pianist. The best tracks for me on here were Disenchanted, which I already knew was a good single, Soul Cold the Night, another good single, You Are My World, I think that was probably my very favourite track on the album, and there again, another fairly successful single from around 1986 and 87. And if I can read it, I think that says Heavens Above. It's very small handwriting and my eyes are failing, so I can't really read it. Now then, originally I wrote down 7 out of 10 for this, and then the more I thought about it, the more I thought that's a bit generous because there's a lot on here I didn't like at all. I'm only giving it 7 really because the singles on it, the stuff I'm familiar with, and maybe 1 or 2 other tracks were good, but the rest I wouldn't thank you for, so I've actually marked it down by full point to 6 out of 10. So this ended up being a bit of a disappointment, the Communards album, and I didn't expect it would be. I thought I was going to really enjoy that. So Sylvan Esso was the best pick of not the greatest month last month, but onwards and upwards. Let's see what November's box brings to us. I have the retro record mailer here, let the music play and all that jazz. Now then, I did get in touch with the Retro and asked them to slightly modify my genre picks. I asked them to add acoustic/folk, just for something a little bit different. So I'm expecting, although I probably won't know which one it is just from looking at it, but I'm expecting some sort of folk type album. I'm not the biggest fan of acoustic music generally, but I do like certain Celtic type music, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that included in the folk genre will be like Celtic style music, you know, stuff from Ireland, Scotland, that sort of thing. But maybe that'll be classed under world music, I don't know, and I've had that as a genre pick since the start anyway. But I'm willing to take a punt regardless. So let's get this open. By the way, to change your genre picks, you do have to get in touch with the Retro directly via email, or you can possibly do it in the Instagram DMs. I thought there was like boxes you could tick on the website, and I may have said that in previous months, but I was mistaken there. You do have to get in touch with them and they'll do it and they'll let you know when it's all sorted. But when I got in touch with them to say, can you add folk to my genre choices, it was all done, I don't know, within the hour or something like that. So we have, first of all, the monthly flyer/letter. I shall read later. I think this is the only edible treat snack we've got in this. A very small candy cane. I don't get this for the snacks and edibles, obviously, but that is probably the most disappointing one. Let's hope the records are really good to make up for that really tiny candy cane. It's not even a full-size one. Right, I haven't looked. I'm just sliding the one off the top here. Let's put this down as carefully as I can. And this is the first pull of the month. This is Here Is the Thing, Deep Down Happy. Not sure, there again, which is the title of the band and which is the album. I've never heard of this. Quite an interesting cover. If there's any clues as to the album name or the band name, assuming it's a band, could be a solo artist, I honestly don't know. Really big and bold address there. I'm assuming that's a real address. Maybe that's where you write to them, just like in the old days. So yeah, don't know anything about this. This could be the folk or acoustic album, very possibly. It could be indie alternative, which is a genre I've had since the start of my sub. Find out next month what I thought of this. Album number 2. This is, I can't even pronounce that, Liaushka with Room to Expand and brackets expanded. This is a Record Store Day 2016 exclusive, apparently. Available on vinyl for the first time. It's 2 LP set, and it's got 6 previously unreleased tracks, linear notes, and a coupon for 320 kilobits MP3 download. And then it's got a couple of little reviews from music magazines there. So this is a Record Store Day thing, but one from all the way back in 2016. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to giving this a try. I don't know the act again. Liushka. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation completely. But yeah, it's a 2 LP set. It looks like, yes, it's a gatefold set as well, which I always enjoy. Can't say, oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, or oh no, this is going to be awful, because like the first album, I have not heard of the artist. But there we are. Right, now, tradition would dictate in my sub box that the third album I pull is one of an artist that I'm familiar with. I've had the Communards, Alison Moyet, Cher. So let's see. It doesn't matter to me if it's another one where it's unknown, but it is quite fun to get something that's got some familiarity to it, I will say. But album number 3 is... love it. This is brilliant. And the funny thing is, I've seen this at a couple of online record stores recently, and it has caught my eye. Yeah, I can say I'm certain this is going to be the best pull I've had throughout this entire subscription. Check it out. It's Monty Python's Life of Brian soundtrack, picture disc. That is awesome. I'm so pleased with this. It's weird, I've been considering getting the Python soundtrack albums because, like I say, a couple of them come out on picture disc or coloured vinyl, I think. Obviously this one's been out on a picture disc. I love picture discs. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm a massive Python fan. I do have a Monty Python record. It's not a music record like this will be. This will have, it might have a little bit of dialogue on it possibly, but it'll be like the music from the brilliant Life of Brian film. But the record that I've got for Monty Python is like an audio compilation type thing. Those records, usually released by the BBC, were quite popular in the 70s before people got into home video recorders and things like that. But look at that, it's a Record Store Day release. Not sure what year. Look at that. Oh, brilliant. They've even put Record on the hype sticker there. This on its own I would have been delighted about. Well, maybe not, because I don't think this is worth the full vinyl subscription price on its own, but I have seen it for, you know, around the £20 or more mark online very recently. Anything to do with Monty Python will catch my eye. And this is something that I have been mulling over, and some of the other Python soundtracks as well, getting into my collection. So this is probably going to prompt me to try and find the other Python soundtracks on interesting looking disc as well. But I am absolutely over the moon with this. That is fantastic. Already, without listening to it, I can safely say best pull yet from this subscription. Picture disc, which I love. Monty Python, love. Life of Brian, love. What could be better than that for me? Nothing. Wow, so an amazing subscription there. For all I know, the first 2 records I could end up really enjoying. I will of course give a review, a little overview of all these 3 albums before December's unboxing. A recap as to what we pulled. Here is the thing, Deep Down Happy. Keep forgetting the name of this one. Liauchka with Room to Expand. That's an RSD release. And another RSD release, and I am so happy. I keep saying it, but just to pull this is frankly amazing to me. Monty Python, Life of Brian, film soundtrack, picture disc, Record Store Day edition. Certainly the grab of the year. This retro, you're gonna have to go some to improve on this. Amazing. So there we are. October was kind of disappointing once I'd listened to them. Nothing awful, but nothing that really blew me away either. But I've got a feeling that even if the other two albums aren't particularly to my taste, I know that Monty Python Life of Brian is going to be a treasured piece in my record collection, so that's fantastic. So thank you to the team at the Retro, and I want to thank all of you for watching November's monthly vinyl subscription unboxing. It's a lot of fun. Don't forget my 20% discount if you're interested in joining yourself. All that information is where I said it was earlier. I'm going to go now, and, well, I'm just so tempted to put Monty Python's Life of Brian soundtrack on first, but I think I'm going to save that till last and experience some new and unknown, or unknown to me, artists first and foremost. And I do hope that all of you will join me again next month for December's Retro Vinyl Club subscription box unboxing. Cheers everyone. See ya!